What's up, guys? Andrew Salciunas with my man Connor Thomas here for post-show headlines for the next couple of days. Our man John Kincade is on vacation for the week, so Connor's going to be filling in for John. He already did today's show, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then you're going on vacation, which I actually have a Connor Thomas vacation question today. Andrew DeCecco on Thursday for the entire show, Amy Fadul for the entire show Friday, and I think the days you're gone, Brendan Gunn will do a post-show headline, and Haley is going to do a post-show headline. But you're with me the next couple of days. Post-show headlines, 5 topics, 2 minutes each, and then we get out of here. So question number 1, I do want to do some sports-related questions to start. Myles Garrett. We're having fun with the potential trade for Myles Garrett. I was thinking about this right before we started doing this. Where would Myles Garrett rank on this team? You know, we do power rankings and all kinds of stuff. Where would Myles Garrett rank on the Eagles' power rankings for individual talent? Because this team is just filled with studs.
It's a great question.
Filled with Pro Bowlers, filled with All-Pros, filled with runners-up for individual awards. Myles Garrett's a beast.
Yeah, so...
Is he 1? Is he 2 behind Saquon?
That's exactly where he is.
Is that it?
The way I think about it is in terms of where he ranks compared to his peers in the NFL at his position. So, like, Saquon Barkley is the number 1 running back in football at this moment in time. Mm-hmm. There's nobody better. Myles Garrett, I'll give you TJ Watt, but I don't know that I can give you Micah Parsons fully. Some days yes, some days no. I can't give you Max Crosby. Myles Garrett's the second best edge rusher in the NFL, in my opinion. So he's 2. Like, I love Jalen Hurts. I love A.J. Brown. I don't know if those guys are top 2 at their positions. I don't know that I have them there. So, yeah, individual talent, Myles Garrett would be the second best player on this team.
So is A.J. Brown 3rd? Like, I know you got the young guns in Quinyon and Cooper DeJean. Zach Bond's done it for 1 year.
So not enough sample size. Like, I may go with a guy who's only done it for 2 years.
Who?
Jalen Carter may be 3rd.
Yeah, you're right. He's definitely 3rd. But it's amazing. I mean, if you think about it, they could theoretically trade for a player that would be one of the best players on the team, and you're coming off of winning the Super Bowl.
And you're set up roster-wise where you'd be returning like 18 of your 22 Super Bowl starters, even if you lose everybody in free agency. And yet there's still some people that say, no, I'm good on Myles Garrett. Come on, have some fun.
Well, John's not here to defend his case.
He's not the only one. Other people think that as well.
All right, the Sixers have been obviously difficult to follow this season. We know that pretty well, but every once in a while, this is the beauty of sports. I always talk about my love of sports and how anything can happen on a given day, right? You have Vince Velasquez having to play outfield and gunning out a guy at home plate. Now, does that game mean anything in the grand scheme of my life? No. But I was watching a game in which a pitcher had to go out in the outfield because you used all your guys on the bench, and he gunned out a player at the plate, and I believe Roman Quinn was pitching at the time. I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate, but like moments. So the other night, Quentin Grimes drops over 40. And so you have a question of your favorite one-off performances by individuals. Does any other come to your mind after the big Quentin Grimes moment the other night against the Warriors?
I've got a bunch that like weirdly stick in my mind because those are the ones that for some reason stay with me more than just the great performance by a Joel Embiid or whatever. The first place that my mind went was recent, which was the Weston Wilson cycle.
Oh, yeah, year. That's a good one.
That was absolutely insane because he was barely on the team. And then the next thing you know, he does something that only JT Realmuto has done since David Bell way back in the day.
Yeah.
That one, and I don't want to take yours, but the Shake Milton night out on the West Coast, that was, I didn't know if I was awake because that was a late game and I was doing morning still at that time. And I was like, is this actually happening or am I dreaming? Shake Milton going absolutely off was something.
All right, so this is very poor planning on my part, but I actually have one that wasn't even a Philadelphia athlete, but it was against the Sixers.
Oh.
What was the dude's name that played for the Pacers in the bubble?
Oh, my God.
And dropped like 60.
No, Bones Highland keeps coming to mind, but that's not the
Bones
name.
People love Bones Highland.
What was that dude's name? TJ Warren, not TJ
Warren. Warren, yeah.
Yes, TJ Warren.
Yeah. He dropped 60 against the Sixers in the bubble. And then since then, I think he's been dealing with a lot of injuries, but he's like done nothing since that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that bubble game broke him.
But he was nuts, man. He went nuclear. Yeah, it is cool to see those random performances. It reminds you just how good the average professional athlete is.
Oh yeah, that's why like people say, "Oh, I could beat that guy." Like, no, you can't. I'm telling you right now, you can't beat that person. All right, you said something on the air over the weekend, and you said it again today with us that this Phillies rotation could go down as the best rotation in the history of Phillies franchise. Individual season, as long as everyone pitches well, stays healthy, and before anyone says that's crazy, last year's rotation before Rangers' injury was on pace to be better than the 2011 Phillies that had Roy Halladay, Roy Oswalt, Cliff Lee, Cole Hamels. That rotation last year ended up being better through the first 3 months of the season. Then obviously injuries played a factor. So that's why we can't get too ahead of ourselves. Give me some players in your time where you just felt comfortable when they were on the mound, at the plate, on the field, on the court, on the ice, that if you needed something to happen, you knew that person could do it. Jalen Hurts has kind of become that quarterback for us that my blood pressure's low when I need a drive where they can score, even if the first three quarters are horrible. He's shown to be able to uplift his game and make a big play. Obviously, Zach Wheeler is that pitcher for you that no matter what the situation is, you know that he's going to go out there and give you a good outing. Who are some other players over our lifetime where you go, I need that guy at the plate, or I need this guy on the mound, or any sport?
I've got a sneaky one a little bit. And he was a great player in the city. He's a legend of the Philadelphia Eagles. But he wasn't really like this overall amazing wide receiver. Like, he had his limitations because of size and the style of game he played. He was still incredibly talented. But Deshaun Jackson, anytime the ball went that guy's way, I never had to worry. Like, now he wasn't, hey, go get him 12, 14 receptions every game type of guy. But if there was ever a situation in a game where it was the ball needs to get to somebody's hands and I think a good thing's going to happen, he was that dude.
Well, he's your best playmaker.
Yeah.
I'll give you Ryan Howard just because of the get me to the plate boys.
I do love that.
He literally said, "Give me to the plate. I'm going to make something happen," and they did that against the Rockies.
And Roy Halladay, who, by the way, I do think was elite here in Philadelphia.
Question number 4. I was going to ask what your worst take of all time is. You could answer that if you want. But last Friday, the last headlines before John went away on vacation, I couldn't believe what happened. And it happened on a microphone. It happened in front of a camera where he said that Roy Halladay is not in the class of his elite Philadelphia athletes because of longevity and all kinds of stuff, which, all right, he was here for 4 seasons. 3 of them were more so the dominant seasons. The last one was obviously very sad, watching his career pretty much come to an end. But then he said Allen Iverson, which that one I don't get. I really don't get that one. Your opinion, your reaction to John's take, and then if you can think of your own personal worst take and whether or not it even comes close to the Iverson one that he had.
It'd be hard for me to get close to that one. My opinion on what John is saying there, the Roy Halladay thing, he is my favorite baseball player of all time. And I can say this comfortably because I love that guy. I understand it. Like, if your argument's going to be on longevity and he wasn't here long enough,
he's more of a Blue Jay than a Philly. Yeah.
I get that. That's an argument that you can make. I disagree, but I will have that conversation. The Allen Iverson thing does not make sense. I mean, he's not remotely makes sense. He's easily He's top 5 in Sixers history as far as basketball players, and you can put him higher than that based on personal preference. He's arguably a top 50 NBA player of all time. I mean, he is an unbelievable talent that was the greatest thing in the city for a while and led them as far as anybody has since Moses and Doc.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get elite status. Like, that is a point where I don't know what you watch when
12 seasons with the Sixers, 10 of them were legit because obviously, the last year he comes back.
Right.
And then there was the year he got traded midway to the Nuggets. But in the 10 legit seasons, 5-time scoring champion, 5-time most minutes played on an average basis.
I mean, a Lock Hall of Famer that was known as the face of your organization for a decade.
Face of the league for a time. Think about all the dress codes and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know what elite means to you, but that's elite to me.
Yeah, that's elite.
Worst take, the Matisse stop thing wasn't great.
Yeah, dude,
I
never understood your love for him.
Great defender. I'll die on that hill.
Overrated defender. Not afraid to say it. Okay, it's great that he could recover, but you know what that means? He constantly got beat. So great that you can recover, but you constantly got beat. And if you get beat, and if the guy doesn't go to the lane and then somebody has to come for help defense, you then kick it out to the open three-point shooter where the entire league shoots 40% from three.
Yeah.
Overrated defender.
What are you going to do?
That's a take. All right, lastly, you're going away on vacation. Wednesday, you're flying down to Sarasota.
That's right.
You're going down to Florida. So I don't remember this life. Vacations with the boys. I'm now a father of a soon-to-be 3-year-old. My next vacation is in 2 weeks when we fly down to Clearwater with the family. The times that I have been getting away have been with our friends from Philly sports trips, but those have been more so work-related.
And they're family as well.
They are family. And the coworkers that I went with are family. But I'm talking about like my best buds. I have not done that since probably my bachelor party, which was like a 2-day thing.
Yeah.
What's that like still?
It's awesome. It's one of the greatest times in the world.
I'm living vicariously through you right now.
Absolutely. It's going to be so much fun. It's one of my favorite things. And I don't do it enough because, sports don't sleep. So we don't really have a good time to ever take vacation.
No, a lot of people like to go down south when it's like December. We're in the middle of football season. We can't do that.
We had to go fight to win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So now you get a chance to celebrate. I mean, we're flying down on the same flight, me and my boys. Awesome. So we're going to meet at the Philly airport. The whole time, it's just going to be us hanging out, playing golf, drinking, having a good time, going to a game. Just imagine, because every once in a while you get like a Saturday night or maybe like a Sunday during the day when it's not football season where it's like, hey, I'm going to go see the boys for like 2 hours. Just extend that 2 hours for 4 straight days, and you could do whatever you'd like down in sunny Florida. It's going to be a fun trip.
I'm very happy in life. I need people to realize that, but I think every dad that's watching this knows exactly what I'm doing right now. It's like, all right, tell me about the glory days. I'm in glory days in a different chapter of my life.
Yeah.
All right. Like I was just talking to somebody the other day that this phase that Coop's in is awesome because we're starting to want to play sports.
Oh, that's
we're playing football in the backyard. I posted that video. Did you see me?
I did see that
move where he goes down. Like Saquon should be asking me for tips.
I don't know if he needs them,
but I live vicariously through you.
Yeah. Listen, I've never not had a glory day. Everything's been great.
That's beautiful. All right. Post Show Headlines. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Thank you as always. Like and subscribe everything on our YouTube page. Our man Dylan McKinnon's doing a great job with everything. Haley's doing a great job with everything on our YouTube feed. Dutz as well. So thank you to everybody that's a part of it, and thank you for watching. We'll be back at it tomorrow on the air at 6 o'clock and Post Show Headlines after the show here on The Fanatic. Hey guys, Andrew Salciunas from Kincade and Salciunas. Thank you for checking out all of our stuff on YouTube. Make sure you click, like, subscribe on everything that you see. And of course, you can see everything from our YouTube feed. Full shows, interviews, when John's being an idiot, which is like 15 times a day. So make sure you check out all of our stuff on YouTube. We appreciate it.